Hello. We're the Bible people. You know, the nice guys. Welcome back to Wretched. We're going to prove how nice we are. One of the biggest stories of the last couple of weeks, John Travolta lost his son. Everybody's talking about it, and we're not. Before we tell you how we're not going to talk about John Travolta and why, we got to tackle tonight's word.
What's the word? A word up?
I was being sarcastic, which is another big word you'll learn in school.
What's the word on the street?
The word on the street in our list, gifts of the Spirit. You remember the gifts of the Spirit, the things that the Holy Spirit gives to the believer to empower the individual to help the body. We are up to exhortation. Tell them, Brainiac! Huh? Huh? How'd I do?
Nice.
Huh? You can do it, man.
Very
Do
nice.
it.
Very nice.
Do it. Do it.
Exhortation is the ability to encourage, comfort, and admonish. Now, there's really three parts there. To encourage literally means to give courage, or urge, or incite, to inspire. Now, to comfort means to soothe, offer hope, or offer peace. And an admonition is a warning, a rebuke, or a reproof. A really good example of exhortation is in Acts chapter 3, verses 18 and 19. Peter just does a bang-up job of teaching and then exhorting.
Well done. Way to go.
Now, do you want to know about
Just next time, be on
encouragement?
time. All righty? Just a little more exhortation for you. All righty, back to John Travolta. I got to tell you, look, I admit, we Christians, we don't act always the way that we are supposed to, but if we would, and when we do, we are consistently nicer than the heathens are. And this is a case in point. This man lost his son. I don't think that that is a grief that any of us with children can understand unless we've lost a child ourselves. And the media, shame on all of them. Do we need to know about this? Well, quite honestly, not even at all. But if they want to announce it, say, we're very sorry, Mr. Travolta and family, and move on. But no, they just, how did he die? Blah, 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 blah. Sorry. It's not the way it should be handled. We're sorry, Travolta family. We can only imagine what you are going through. To show again that we are the nice people, we Christians, here's a story that the media should have been covering about the death of an individual. To the Times in Great Britain. Unbelievable. Look at this headline. Ambulance men decide a dying man not worth saving. Oh, this is just rich. They get a phone call from a guy who's having a heart attack and he has to walk with crutches. He's handicapped somehow. And so the ambulance, they show up, and while they were driving there, of course, 999, which is the 911 of Great Britain, they keep the fellow on the phone. The two ambulance drivers show up at his house, and the guy had passed out, but the phone was still there, so the person is still recording what's going on in the house, and they recorded the conversation of the two ambulance men. They should have learned something from Jesse Jackson. What exactly got recorded? Well, what do you know? They came in dissing the house, what a mess it was, and trying to figure out how they could convince people that he was actually dead before they got there. Sorry. That comes from a mindset that says we don't value handicap life. If they aren't exactly perfect the way that we think they should be, then guess what? We can let them die. You think that I'm making this thing up? Oh, no, I'm not. It's called a eugenics mindset. And if you don't think that eugenics is still going on these days, have I got news for you. Here's a headline from North Carolina. This is mind-boggling. The Citizen Times of NC, victims of their eugenics program are urged to contact the state because between 1929 and 1974, there were 7,600 sterilizations, and many of them were non-voluntary. You say, I didn't know anything about this. Oh, are you kidding me? The history of eugenics in this country coming straight from Charles Darwin, Margaret Sanger, and many other people promoting that we need to sterilize these useless idiots, these useful feeders, and get rid of them. And so that's exactly what North Carolina and many states did. They automatically sterilized people involuntarily, frequently, because they were not deemed to have a quality of life that was acceptable to their standard. That's not the way we Christians think. We believe that everybody is created in the image and the likeness of God, fallen as it is, as wrecked and mangled as it might be from the fall. We still value that life because God does, because we're nicer. Hold on. Back to London we go. This woman, at least she's honest about her attitude about abortion and end-of-life issues. Her name is Anne Ferretti. She's the CEO of Great Britain's Planned Parenthood organization. And basically, here's a little headline right here. Abortionist, life only matters if it's wanted. You see, life doesn't have intrinsic value unless we place the value on the life. Who determines if a baby is worth something? I do. Are you kidding me? I don't think that's nice at all. But at least she's honest. Here we go. This is what she said. Obviously, we couldn't allow abortion if we accepted that fetal life had the same degree of value as born human life. And I don't believe that it does. At least she admits that it's human life. She just says it doesn't have the same value. And when people ask the question, well, why doesn't it have the same value? She says, because we say so. Furthermore, abortion stands as a backup to birth control, and this is very important for us. And then this is the one that really bugged me. Unwanted pregnancy can, and it does happen. No, madam, it doesn't just happen. There's an act that precedes it, and everybody is fully aware of it. But because somebody'd like to just live any way they want to, we kill babies. That is not nice. Until tomorrow, serve your king.